Would you all please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. I do have one agenda. Oh, so let's do roll call first.
Okay, McIntyre?
Here.
Peter?
Here.
Snell?
Here. I do have one agenda item that we do need to delete. It's number 8. And at this point, they don't have the bid available yet. They've been waiting for it and it hasn't arrived yet. So we'll take number 8 off of the agenda for today. Okay, we are at the consent agenda. Are there any other deletions before we move forward? Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second?
Roll call.
McIntyre?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Snell?
Aye. Item number 2 is discussion regarding the agreement for cooperative public service between Warren County and the City of Indianola with possible action. I believe we're going to have Mr. Hill.
Yep, this is an agreement for the City of Indianola Fire Chief to take over fire inspections once the current contractor is done with the building, and we are trying to schedule a substantial completion walkthrough, so it's getting closer. They'll help us get through installing a fire sprinkler system in the building and work with us on occupancy. And I guess this is similar to another agreement we had, I think, for the courthouse a couple years back.
So the agreement that we're actually pursuing is the one that's listed here in our packet, the resolution?
Yes. Well, the resolution, yep. So you have a resolution from the City of Indianola, they approved the
Right.
agreement.
Right.
And then you have the actual agreement. Basically says we'll do what we need to do to work with the city to get everything approved, to get the sprinkler system approved through the company that the City of Indianola uses, Jonathan Lunn, make sure it meets code.
And then county attorneys reviewed this?
Yes.
Okay.
Had Don review it.
Any questions?
I have no questions, but I do just have a quick comment, if it's okay.
Please.
Throughout this process, I just want to extend a great deal of gratitude to the City of Indianola and Police Chief Chia through this process. When we got kind of hung up on this originally, we went to see Chief Chia, and he was very receptive to helping us. I know he spent a great deal of time on this, and you know, it's really nice as a official of the county to be able to reach out to cities and, you know, work together. There's a good working relationship, and we have that with all of our cities, and it's just nice that that went so smoothly, and we're very grateful.
Any
That's
other
the only comment I
comments
have.
or questions? Do we have a motion to approve the resolution of cooperation with the City of Indianola?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
McIntyre?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Snell?
Aye. Thank you very much. Now we also, you might as well stay up here for the next item as well.
Yep.
Approve the bridge inspection contract between Calhoun Burns and Warren County for 25-26. Can you give us just a little bit of a background on this, and then we'll follow up then with the approval?
We'll see this contract come up every 2 years. We contract the Calhoun Burns and Associates to perform our annual inspections of our bridges. They're the ones that'll do the structural rating on them, and they fill out the SI&A forms, which are federally required. They're basically our program manager in the SIM system, which is our database, our inventory for the bridges. So they actually go out, crawl under the bridges, tap on the piling and do everything. All the documentation is federally required.
How many bridges do we have in the county that fall underneath this inspection?
Let's see, it is, well, this one says 94 structures in 2025 and 75 structures in 2026. But I believe it's actually 79 and 75. I think we had them send us a new one that had the updated list. So it's right under 80 bridges each year. Some of them run a 2-year inspection cycle, some of them run a 10-year inspection cycle. It just depends on what condition they're in. Newer bridges you don't need to inspect nearly as often, but they still have to be inspected.
Are there any questions from board?
I have no questions.
Do I have a motion to approve the contract here as presented?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
McIntyre.
Aye.
Peter.
Aye.
Snell.
Aye. Okay, number 4, consider application to use Warren County Justice Center grounds for annual children's costume party on the Indianola Square with possible action. I do have a note on this that was presented. You can see the application is there. It's under tab number 4. Just a reminder that we do not allow the use of restrooms in the Justice Center, which was requested. So if we approve this application, we would need to make a note there, or else we're making an exception to our policy regarding use of the facility. And as I'll just do a simple reminder, one of the things that we had quite a bit of conversation on last year from the security perspective and the use of the facility as to why we would not make the restrooms available for public events like this. So if we do approve this, that probably needs to be removed from the consideration.
Yeah, I think this policy came out of our, I think, pretty much out of our safety committee or from the sheriff at some point about. Okay. Yeah, I'll stand corrected. I'm certain that it came from the sheriff, that, having access to restrooms, he saw some potential safety things. So I think at the time we talked to, the leaders of Warren County were involved and the Board of Supervisors were involved, and we had decided that we should not allow any kind of public access to our restrooms. So that was the logic that we used to set the policy or kind of set the requirement for these things. And it would probably be, I would think that we'd want to hold our policy unless we're, there was information that would, make us want to change it, or to assure us that we would have more, have the safest environment that we could have.
Any other comment? I would agree with you. That we went through quite an exhaustive discussion on the use of the restroom facilities at the Justice Center, and for security reasons. And as people think about the safety of the individuals that are in the Justice Center, because that is a 24/7 facility, and the issues that are involved with the people who work there and are there otherwise, I think that we have to uphold the policy that we've put in place. So I would be willing to approve this application and then remove the access part where it says Justice Center public restrooms available to accommodate visitors. I would not accept that as part of the application.
Okay.
If I need to make a motion to that effect, I'm willing to do that.
Do that.
Do you want to do that?
Sure. I'd like to make a motion to approve the application to use the Warren County Justice Center grounds for annual children's costume party at the Indianola Square no use of the Justice Center, including restrooms.
Okay, that's a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
McIntyre.
Aye.
Peter.
Aye.
Snell.
Aye. Okay. Item number 5, discussion regarding the Norwalk annexation resolution of support with possible action. I believe we have the city manager from Norwalk is here. Luke, would you like to come up and just walk us through this one more time?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Thanks for putting this on your agenda. This is a resolution of support. It's not necessarily a requirement of the process, but it's something we did with City of Cumming, and we're also doing with you, offering it up. We're appreciative that you're considering it. Second part of that, there is a component of the resolution that also talks about acceptance of certain county land coming in, as well as the other private property. Yesterday, had a call from Assistant Attorney Dawn Bowman, and she said, Luke, I'm not throwing a wrench in the works, but I need you to call Conservation Department. So I called and spoke with your incoming Conservation Director, Zach Hall, I believe his last name is. He expressed some concern over, I think it's Blue Flag Marsh and White Oak Conservation Area. I'm sorry, I'm probably not getting that, but yeah, he mentioned a couple of areas, and the Blue Flag Marsh specifically where hunting is allowed. And I expressed that was a similar concern that we had from a number of private property owners, because we do have city regulations that say no hunting. However, two things I brought up to them. First of all, most of the voluntary annexation agreements that we signed allowed hunting to continue until such case where their land is developed. And then obviously that wouldn't be the case. Even under state law, you can't fire a weapon within a certain distance of a home or a business. So I said likely we would consider a similar agreement with conservation to allow that hunting to continue. And I said on top of that, our police chief has openly stated, hey, there is some land that's public hunting land. We may want to even consider some revisions to our ordinance just to consider openly allowing that period, even without an agreement. I explained to Zach if he continued to have some concerns, you could certainly delay the consideration of the resolution. I feel better if he was telling you this as opposed to me, but I felt like he said just the open line of communication he was comfortable with. He just wanted to make sure that we were having that discussion. We had already emailed him, and we're working on sending him a draft agreement of what that might look like to cover those areas.
Okay.
Ultimately, that would probably go through their board, but come back to you folks as well. So you're likely to see another component of this down the road.
I think there's also another agreement that would potentially be coming forth, and that would be the maintenance of roadways and other types of things. So I want to make it real clear. I spoke with Don Bowman also about, there were 2 issues I believe that came. One was the conservation issue and the land there, and the second issue was the maintenance of roadways. Neither of those items are part of this resolution here. The formalization of how those things will interact or operate is something that we would approve separately down the road with probably 28E agreement, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Also, in terms of roadway maintenance, myself and our public works director drove around the area and generally looked at some of the nearby bridges. And I want to compliment the county on the work that you've done because the bridges in that area look great.
Okay. Good.
That's our engineering.
Yep.
Yes.
Good.
Any other questions for me?
I don't believe so, unless board members have an additional question or
Nope.
something.
I feel that this is just an agreement to show that we're in good faith wanting this to happen. And I think there's a process that you're going through as well. So to me, this is just a formality.
And there will be some additional notices you'll get down the road. You just
Okay.
reminded me of that. As part of this process, we go through with the City Development Review Board. That's the larger state body that reviews these applications for annexation. And part of that is sending notices out to you. So you'll still receive some paperwork. If any of that shows up on your desk, feel free to give me a call.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to connect you with our attorney to have him answer those questions.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. Thank you, Luke.
Welcome.
Do we have a motion to approve the annexation resolution?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the resolution from Warren County in support of the City of Norwalk's annexation efforts. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
McIntyre.
Aye.
Peter.
Aye. Thank you, Luke.
And if any of you can make it, I apologize, I'm leaving right now to go to some grand openings
Oh.
for the Quick Star and the Marriott, Fairfield by Marriott also this morning. So
Congratulations.
it's good.
Yes.
thank you very much.
When does that quick start open up, Luke?
It actually opened up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they did their soft opening.
Is it busy in there?
It is, yes.
It is.
Great donuts, too.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Cinnamon rolls, Luke. Yes.
It's kind of interesting, interesting what competition does for a community.
Yes,
And it's a good thing.
it is.
Okay, let's see here. We're moving on to item number 6. Consider application for road closure on 10/12/2024 for possible action.
Is that you?
I believe that there's a wedding or something like that that's going on.
That's okay.
Please come forward.
All right, you guys want to know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
just give
daughter's-
us the details, what's
Okay,
going on.
my daughter is getting married at our family farm October
Oh,
12th.
For the record, state who you are
Oh.
and what your address is.
Okay, so my name is Heather Gornick. My actual residence that I live at is 2104 Shady Lane Drive in Norwalk.
Okay.
The actual family farm that is being requested for the road to be closed about 1,000 feet in front of the property would be the family farm that is at 16784 65th Avenue, technically considered a St. Charles address. Never understood that, but it is in Warren County. So what we are wanting to do, our daughter is getting married out by the pond, which is closer to the road. Not a lot of traffic there. My concern is somebody going by in a truck, going beep, 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 and me having to explain to the bride why her moment has been ruined out of fun. It would basically be, I did put on the application that I was requesting for the barricades outside the property line, and I have spoke to both neighbors. They both approve, have even given me permission to let people turn around if they need to in their driveways, so neighbors are good with it. I originally had requested from 2 in the afternoon till 5:30. That's basically just when the barricades would kind of be put on the road. The actual closure of it would be roughly about 3:30 to about 4:45. Besides the barricades, if it is approved, I have already spoke to the sheriff's department to ask to have an off-duty officer that I could pay off duty to stand next to the barricades. Just that way, you know, everybody understands that it is a legit road closure, not somebody just doing it theirself.
Great.
That's basically it. It's just so that we don't have anybody throwing dust on the wedding and ruining the bride's moment. That's it.
Okay,
Wonderful. Thank
great.
you.
Any questions? Okay, thank you. We'll probably hear just a little bit here from the county engineer.
Do I leave or go?
Have you contracted with the traffic control company for the barricades?
No, so when I talked to the sheriff's department, because normally I was informed that I would have to find some of the barricades myself. So until I knew it would be approved, when I had talked to the sheriff's department, they did inform me that they don't. They utilize you guys for barricades or the city, one of the cities, and I would just have to reach out to somebody. So I have not.
As part of the application for road closure, it states that anybody wanting to close the road has to contract with a certified traffic control company. So
The sheriff's department don't qualify?
they're not a traffic control company.
Oh, okay,
So we don't provide barricades for
Okay.
events. We don't do it for the balloons or anything.
Okay.
So you can contact Bonnie's Barricades. A lot of people use them
do I physically have to have a barricade if I have a off-duty squad car sitting there?
for a road, for an actual road closure. You'd have to have the proper traffic.
You have to have it, okay,
Otherwise, you just have liability and safety concerns.
okay,
So
that's easy enough.
generally would put a road closed ahead sign at the nearest intersections, and then
Okay.
you'd actually have the barricades down where you want to.
Okay, so that makes sense,
And these
if you're going that
traffic
far.
control companies, they understand all the requirements for it. So
Okay,
if you contact Bonnie's and have them send us some sort of a traffic control plan, that'd be the only concern.
okay. And I did also, even though it may not affect the road itself, I did actually already pay for a one-day event of insurance for $1 million policy.
Okay.
I know you guys, I've already read, there's no liability on the county or anything if it's approved, but I've at least taken that extra step knowing there will be extra traffic in that area. We are anticipating at that venue at the farm about 250 people, so you could roughly, I'll definitely get a hold of them because we're going to have probably an extra 75 cars, I anticipate, and then everybody will be going over to the Red Acre Barn so that it stays in Warren County, so
Okay.
I've at least tried that, but that's no problem.
And
Yeah.
just have Bonnie send us a
Okay,
sort of traffic control plan so we can review it. And that,
Okay.
like I said, that's the only concern.
okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and those are, the points he mentioned are specifically mentioned in the application at the bottom. So when you signed this, you were saying that you're going to do exactly what he just
And
mentioned.
that's fine.
here.
I was waiting to see if it even got approved, so I can do whatever. That's why even when I called the sheriff's department, it was a preliminary, because I don't know if these things get approved or not, and if not,
Right.
that's all right. I'm just,
Okay, any other questions?
Nope. I have just a comment, just to let you know about the barricades. They have to be like a certain distance and, it's all that in code, and those contractors would know all of that. So that's why we just don't loan out, our barricades and things. It's not that we don't love the public and.
no, and I get it. I mean, you guys would have to have them for special events anyway, so for little things like this, I get it.
Okay.
So,
Thank
yeah,
you so much.
that's no problem at all.
Okay, good.
So,
All right, because I know a wedding is really hard to plan, but.
It's been a challenge.
It has been. Thanks, Mom.
Any other questions?
No.
Do we have a motion to approve the application for road closure?
Yes, I will make a motion to approve the application for road closure on 10/12/2024 for the property 16784 65th Avenue in St. Charles. And the road closure would be from 3:30 until 4:45. And you will be getting with a certified traffic control company.
Yes.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
McIntyre?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Snell?
Aye.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
It'll be a great day.
And thanks for using the process here to do it correctly.
I was a little sketchy, but we will get all that.
Doing great.
You're doing fine.
All right, thank you. All right.
Item number 7 is to approve renewal of the memorandum of understanding for supplemental food program between Warren County and General Assistance. And Joelle, is she here? I think it's a standard policy that we have here in front of us, because this is strictly the renewal of what we have done in the past. I don't believe there's anything new or changed from what we've had in the past. Any questions?
No.
Do I have a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding for supplemental food program between Warren County General Assistance and Polk County?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
McIntyre?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Snell?
Aye. Item number 8 has been deleted. Number 9, discussion regarding the Board of Supervisors Office TI change order with possible action. Hi, Zach.
I've got some plans and a copy of the change order.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
The two floor plans that I sent you, one is just a blown-up version, just in case the first one is too small. So what the change order is encompassing is we need to shift that office that's up in the upper right-hand corner.
Hold on, Zach, which drawing are we looking at?
You can look at either. They're the same drawing. One is just a expanded version.
Okay.
So in this upper right hand, there's this office that is right here. So the proposal is to demo a wall that would allow us to get access to, you see, there's in the plan on the right, there's a proposed door sorry, it's hard to describe it. right here. We need to create a hallway to get from the stairwell and create a door right here. This door would allow us to access the second floor storage area that is proposed in the
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
auditorium improvement plan. So we have to have 2 doors in that space to meet fire code, and this is the most cost-effective way for us to create that second access is to shift that office by getting rid of these 2 small storages and moving it just a little bit over and creating a hallway that goes behind that first office.
That makes sense. Where's the primary access to the, what will be new mezzanine space?
The exact opposite side, so they're gonna be doing the same exact plan on the other side of the building. But since we already have that space that's currently being remodeled, it's more cost effective to do it now while it's already having work done on it than to go back and redo a completely newly finished space.
Okay,
Good.
got it.
It's been interesting. There was a, we were gonna access that just right from this border. We're talking about this
Yeah,
wall
it's
right
just
here.
right here on
We're
this
going
side.
Straight out here.
On the other side of the wall.
That was the plan. There's a big, huge I-beam that's about 5 foot on the other side of this wall that's below this. So there was, that I-beam blocked this from having the ability to access where we wanted to originally. So we had 2 or 3 different scenarios that we couldn't decide on. And then we came up with this idea. But we did, and this is what this change order is, because this changes the project that County Construction is working on the inside of the building right now.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to make this access now while they're changing walls. We
Great.
caught this right before they finished it, before they put in the ceilings.
Okay.
So it's really important that we really take a hard look at this change order and get
This
it
is
approved
good.
so we can get these accesses in.
Yep,
This is
before
real
they have
good.
to recall trades back out to redo walls and electrical.
Sure,
This is wonderful.
sure. What is there a dollar implication on
is.
this?
It is on the change order in the attachment section for the 12,500.
Is it the 12,500? Is that what it is?
Correct.
So then the change order is increasing the cost by 12,500.
Correct, of the current project.
And that allows us to then have the secondary access to what will be the mezzanine space.
Correct.
But it should take some money away from the other.
I would think so
Project.
because it's work. They will still have to, they're only currently, what they're gonna do is going to shift that office and create that hallway. They will still need to demo this wall and put in that door, but it will prevent them from having, prevent them from having to touch the newly finished space.
That's great.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the change order as presented?
I'll make a motion to approve the change order as explained.
Second?
Roll call.
McIntyre?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Snell?
Aye. Okay, thank you.
Good job, Zach.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 10 is to receive and file reports. We have one from the recorder, and we also have one from the Keokota.
I'll make a motion to file the report from the recorder and from Kyakota.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Motion and a second to receive and file reports. Is it inclusive of both the recorder and Keokota? Roll call, please.
McIntyre?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Snell?
Aye. We are now at Supervisors Report. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share?
No, thank you.
I do have just a couple things that I want to talk about. Take a few moments this week that are positive things that are happening at the county. First of all, I want to thank our IT department. The last probably month or so, they've had to dig in pretty deep. We've had a total transformation of our financial systems, our computer systems here. At Warren County, it's been a big change. And, you know, every time our IT department is involved, it seems like it's kind of seamless for the supervisor. We know when people are doing a good job because we don't really hear too much.
That's
These
correct.
guys are doing major projects, and once in a while, something may filter up that we need to snag loose for them. But, you know, they've done a phenomenal job. And then yesterday we were hit with another CrowdStrike hit. all our Microsoft products were down, and they came through in the clutch again. Just in, a few short time, they jumped on it. They had the systems, the technology, the leadership. And, this is after, they came into the Justice Center and did about $500,000 worth of work that was missing in the original project. They just keep, solving problems, and they do it, pretty anonymously or pretty under the radar, and I just don't think we can not recognize them any longer. They're doing a great job, and we've got some things to work on policy-wise in IT. I think we could firm up some policies so everybody knows how to relate to IT, what they're responsible for, what the leaders are responsible for, and define that a little bit better. But, that's something that's kind of on us to do, and I'd like to reach out to the board to kind of firm up our IT policies. There's a lot of work going on at the county that we need to, the public needs to know. I mean, we're just finishing up a $6 million engineering project that's ready to go to work for our people and for us. We just got done, a year or so ago with a $40 million project at the Justice Center that, by the way, finished on time and within budget. And those are two very key criteria when you're evaluating projects. It finished on time and within budget. So there's really positive things around IT, around facilities, around work that's going on here. And I think there's a few things that we should be talking about before this year ends. And I wanted to just throw these into this little comment, but revenue at the jail. I'd like to talk about that with the board.
I would agree.
Okay. I think we can do some things with dispatch still this year. And as soon as I have some proposals for you, I'll bring them. But let's finish, I plan to keep busy and keep finishing strong. And I hope we can do that. I hope we can still do some big things before the end of this year. I'd like to really try. So anyway, that's my report.
Okay.
If
And
there-
you would?
Nope, yep, I
Okay.
don't need a report.
I
just
I
hope
too
that-
would like to echo the IT accolades, because we've had more than one of these issues that have come up, and they are outside of our normal control. And the way that it was handled yesterday was very well done. And my understanding is that things were back really in good shape by 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. First call I got was at 1:30 yesterday afternoon. And so by 3 o'clock or shortly thereafter, it appeared that we had the problem. The workaround was figured out. It was a crowd strike situation. And our IT department is on top of that stuff. And that's great. I feel very good about that. And so we have a good team there. And I really want to also, I think, echo the work that's being done there with the Eden project. This has been a long time coming, where we're upgrading the financial accounting software that we use. And by doing that, the capabilities are going to be very good. And just so that public knows, we are not approving claims today, but we'll have them on our Thursday agenda. And part of that is because of the work that has been done with IT. It was not possible because I believe with the receipt of everything and the changes that were going on, we had a couple of days of delay. And so we knew that coming into this week, and so that's why we set up the Thursday meeting, which will just be a meeting to approve the claims that normally would have been approved today. So if there's any question out there, that's what's going on. I would like to just let folks know that Warren County Economic Development has their quarterly meeting tomorrow. I will be attending that at Middlebrook Mercantile over in Cumming. Also, CERTPA, Central Iowa Regional Transportation Planning Agency, will be having their meeting on Thursday as well. And I believe that's it for special meetings this week. We have a couple of major items that are coming up here in the next couple months. I'm feeling like we're very much on track for where we need to be. The big issue that I think we have to kind of watch out for coming up is making sure that the bids are received in a timely manner and are within budget that we have approved or considered approving for the remodel that's going on. So I anticipate that those will come in as they should. Other than that, I don't have anything else to add right now. So as we are at the point of public input. If there's somebody here who would like to speak, you're welcome to come forward. The board will not take any action on the comments due to the requirements of the open meetings law, but may do so in the future. No public input will be allowed for any of today's agenda item. Is there anybody that'd like to speak? Seeing none, we'll move on to the call for the next meeting. Next formal meeting will be October 1st, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Motion?
Second?
Roll call.
McIntyre?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Snell?
Aye. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.